In Britain, what started as a small-scale phone hacking scandal by a journalist 4 years ago has become something much more controversial. Thousands of prominent people, celebrities, sports stars, royals and politicians may have been victims of phone hacking scams where their message banks were illegally accessed. The Prime Minister's Director of Communications has quit his job. A former Deputy Prime Minister is taking legal action against the police, and even Rupert Murdoch is in on the act with a major media deal hanging in the balance. And that could be just the beginning. Europe correspondent Philip Williams reports.
It's a scandal that, like so many, started small, but has now reached into the heart of British politics and threatens the reputation of a mighty news empire.
No one knows where this is going to end now, because there seem to be so many people launching legal actions, demanding money, compensation payments as high as £1 million being paid out by the News of the World. It's almost unlimited, this.
Mr Coulson, do you have any regrets?
When the Prime Minister's Communications Director, Andy Coulson, resigned last week, it was for his past life as editor of the Murdoch-owned News of the World that forced the walk. 4 years ago, under his watch, the News of the World's royal editor, Clive Goodman, was jailed, along with a private detective, Glenn Mulcair. Their crime, to hack the voice messages of prominent people, perhaps thousands of them. It cost Andy Coulson his job as editor, but he always maintained he knew nothing of the hacking.
I never condone the use of phone hacking, and nor do I have any recollection of incidences where phone hacking took place. My instructions to the staff were clear. We did not use subterfuge of any kind unless there was a clear public interest in doing so.
Andy Coulson went on to become part of David Cameron's inner circle. His role as communications director widely credited with keeping his Etonian boss in touch with the other Britain.
They found someone in Andy Coulson that they could trust over personal difficulties as well as over political ones. David Cameron, in particular, built a close relationship with Andy Coulson.
I mean, I've always felt he's been punished for the same offence twice, but I quite understand his decision and wish him well for the future.
That very closeness has turned what started as a media-done-wrong story into a Prime Minister makes bad call angle that's allowed the opposition a free kick.
We think he should have gone earlier. He has now done the right thing. I think there are questions about David Cameron's judgment about hanging on to him as long as he did.
But beyond political advantage, other Labor leaders have also had cause to take notice of the story. It's been revealed the former Prime Minister, Gordon Brown, asked police to check if his phone had been hacked. And former Deputy Prime Minister John Prescott is taking legal action against the police for what he says was their failure to warn and properly investigate his suspicions that his phone was also compromised.
It was the police who told me that they could find no evidence of me having my phone tapped. And then when I pressed, I found out there were two payments of £250 made by the Murdoch press to this Mulcair. So to that extent, why didn't the police investigate it? They kept telling me there's no evidence.
The suspicion is that thousands of people's private messages may have been hacked, that a police investigation has inexplicably failed to find the evidence, despite allegations that the private detective jailed in the original court case had a long list of hackees.
The security person that they employed, Glenn Mulcair, actually made very careful and assiduous notes with the details of the names and initials of people that he was commissioned by and what he was asked to do. So, if you like, there's a smoking gun in that case, which makes the legal connectivity which allows court actions.
We are stepping up our publishing.
Mark Stevens is used to communications intrigue. As WikiLeaks' Julian Assange's lawyer, the possibilities of electronic eavesdropping is no shock at all.
Do you think your phone's been hacked?
I don't know. I'm waiting for Mr Prescott's court case to find out whether it has. I'm certain that many of my clients have, and indeed some of them have been in to ask what they can do about it.
And what's all that got to do with Andy Coulson and the News of the World? Well, possibly nothing. But even one of his own former employees finds it hard to believe that as editor, he didn't ask basic questions. Where did this information come from?
As any decent editor would, he would be a part of all the big stories that were being made by the paper each week. He'd want to know exactly where things had come from, especially if it was something that was a bit controversial or a bit sensational.
And in the last few hours, it's been revealed the head of news from the News of the World, Ian Edmondson, has been sacked following an internal inquiry. It's being reported damaging emails have been discovered. Police have confirmed they've launched a fresh investigation based on significant new information.
Phone hacking is wrong. Phone hacking is illegal. And I think that that's quite right that the Director of Public Prosecutions is reviewing all of the evidence, and they should follow the evidence wherever it leads.
All of this comes at a very inopportune moment for Rupert Murdoch, the head of News Corporation, which through News International runs the News of the World. It's bad timing because all this controversy comes as he's trying to get the government here to approve his buyout of the highly successful British satellite broadcaster B-Sky B.
The timing is a nightmare for Rupert Murdoch because he wants to buy the 61% of B-Sky B, the satellite TV company, and I think you can almost hear now the frustration coming from whopping Rupert Murdoch's headquarters in London about this whole row around the News of the World, actually just making it very difficult for him to clinch that TV deal.
Have you ever had your phone hacked?
Some of my messages, I believe, were once listened to by somebody I investigated who was employed in dirty tricks by another newspaper. But most journalists, it's a completely different world to them. It's totally alien to what we do.
Is it credible that the News of the World was the only villain in this piece? Already the business and political ramifications are being felt. Now the legal wheels are turning again. Destination, who knows where?
Philip Williams reporting from London.